Hi, I'm Anglo, not safe for work. I draw tits and ass. That's all.
Why the name Anglo?
It's the closest thing I could think of that's actually near my real name. Um, uh, just for I'm not particularly protective of it. Just for the sake of context, my name is Saxon. Yeah, Anglo-Saxon.
Have you ever played the saxophone?
I get that question every single time someone asks me, but whenever someone hears my name. No, I have not, but I would love to learn.
Is there a doppelganger? Is there an Anglo safe for work?
I've actually come across two people who have had my name, and it was really jarring. I've seen some pictures like up on E6 just randomly, and I go, I didn't make that. Just like when I'm trying to like look for comments and stuff, just see what people are saying about my art. And I see these random pieces pop up whenever I search my name, and I go, I didn't make that. Who are these people? But yeah, they just all happen to have my name. So I suppose there's a few Anglo safe works and other not safe works that are out there. I'm not too sure, but
I noticed you mentioned it in your bio, but do you have a reason for why you mainly draw Pokemon?
Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. Severe autism. that's the only way I can. Okay. To explain that, I feel like I can kind of utilize it, and the best way to utilize it is via Pokemon, something I'm into. Let's say if someone approaches me with Digimon, I might have a bit of a harder time because I'm not really well versed with it. I'm not too great in terms of getting invested and like, oh, that's this design, that's locked in my head now. Whereas with Pokemon, I can be like, oh yeah, I can just get started off memory, just because I'm that messed up.
Of all the Pokemon you do, why Mean Shao? Like, what about them really gets your gears
Mm,
grinding?
I'm really well attracted to designs that are particularly graceful or bottom heavy. So to give you examples of what I mean, I like Ampharos a lot as well as Gudra because they're bottom heavy. Um, but I also like Pokemon like Suicune and Superior because they look rather graceful to me as well. And then when Gen 5 rolled around and I happened to catch him in Fu outside of the ice gym, and I was like, oh, what is this thing? And I started training it up, and it evolved. I was like, holy shit, it's graceful and bottom heavy. So yeah, after a little while, when I first started getting into art, I was like, oh man, I really want to draw this Pokemon. It's actually my favorite, especially after seeing some artwork of it being done by people like Mizune and Sonabi.
What about your OCs in general? How did you come up with their designs, especially the ones from the hit comic Mean Cess?
To be totally honest, I I'm not entirely sure how I came up with the designs. Even to this day, I don't think they're particularly original. I just wanted to make some kind of one-off kind of like comic in the beginning, and just maybe a few pieces, just because I wanted to see something of that genre with Mian Shao and Mian Fu. So I initially started them off with like basic feral designs, and did little things like give them hands and do eyes a certain way that I liked. Thanks to Sonabe for that one. um, but yeah, after a little bit, and going through the different comics because there was some demand for them, I just stuck with the characters and like changed the designs ever so little um, through each couple of pages, really.
What inspired you to make the comic in general, especially the current one?
The inspirations for all the comics really. There was one comic set that's actually being redone now by an artist by the name of Wolfie Rain or Wolfie Rain Paws, something like that. Where they have their own characters, and and it's pretty much the exact same genre. I saw it one day. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool, and I completely forgot that I saw it a while back. And then I went, hey, I should make my own comic, and I linked up with 007 Delta, uh, and I did a couple pages, and he started coloring them, and that's how we got the first two comics. And a lot of people kept approaching me after I finished making the second comic, and after a few loose pieces here and there. They kept asking, hey, are you going to do another comic? Are you going to do another comic? And I guess I kind of had enough, and I was like, fine, let's do it. And after a little bit, I kept teasing that I was going to be doing another comic. Just ended up linking up with a few other people. Like, well, I tried linking up with 007 Delta, but he's gotten pretty preoccupied with Wanderlust, if you're aware. So I had to go and start sketching things and lining everything up myself. I had some friends help me out with the whole layout and everything, and with some templates. But yeah, after a little bit, I just said, okay, let's just get started, put it to a schedule, see how it goes. And so far, it seems to be doing pretty well.
You know what the whole story is going to be and how long it's going to be, or are you just kind of going with the flow?
Yes. I have the entire thing actually sketched out right now. It's gonna consist of about this is not an exact number, just because I don't have them all numbered right now. but it's going to consist of about 40 odd pages. So this is going to be one of my biggest projects I've ever done. It's going to be virtually solo. I don't see myself getting any help. I'll potentially have help from a very nice colorist with background colors every now and then, but that's about it.
I noticed that you have a Patreon. Do you have anything you want to say about that?
So my Patreon's up. It's at patreon.com/Anglo. I have it up solely for the purpose of people getting access to my my Patreon only Discord, just so they can see pages as they're done a week early. So I'll post a page up on Twitter, and I'll have another one ready on my Discord so that people can see. And then once the next Sunday rolls around, I'll post that next page. But yeah, other than that, there's different tiers for things like commission benefits and such. But yeah, I don't particularly like to paywall my art. That's why I post it on a weekly basis. So a lot of people like to use it just simply as like a tip jar, because the basic entry, the first tier is like $2. But yeah, that's mainly what it's used for. Right now, it's doing pretty well because of the comic, and I'm very thankful for everybody who's been supporting me and donating to it, because it's helping me plan a move in the future. So I just want to say again, thank you to everybody who has been whoever sees this.
I know you have like a few OCs and stuff like that. I mean, it's more of a broad question, but is there any one of those that's particularly your favorite to draw or design?
Out of my favorites, probably the easiest one to do, as well as one that seems to be pretty popular with some of my friends, is Sapphire. I'm used to her body type in terms of drawing it. My favorite body type, however, is Delia's.
When I was reading your comic, despite its rather adult and over 18 respectful nature, I was thinking to myself of Pokemon lore and different kinds of how evolution works, and I was thinking to myself, so the two girls are Mia and Xiao, but her younger brother is Mia and Fu. So do they evolve with age, or did the girls just kick someone's ass?
So yeah, that's one thing I've been trying to brainstorm the lore with some friends. Well, how I have it written in currently in my story is evolution is kind of like a choice. It's you can get to that point where you're old and wise enough, but it's your choice if you want to go through that transformation, quite literally. So a lot of I've just introduced a friend of mine, Momiji the Brigson, to my my comic a little bit ago. I'm currently working on a page, which will introduce him as well. And he's just started his comic back up. But yeah, you can find him at his name is Omiji the Bricks. But yeah, you can find him on Twitter. I retweet all his stuff all the time. But yeah, you can check him out to see his comic as well. But yeah, he has a little dude named Xander, which is a Zora and a Zorak mom. But yeah, he's very small. He's old enough, but yeah, he just chooses to stay unevolved because he likes being small. Oddly enough, usually it's the other way around. But yeah, as for Caesar, I suppose he just likes how he is and how he looks. He's not too keen on evolving.
So, I know you have a lot under your belt by now, and of course, because comics definitely add to that. But do you have a favorite piece that you worked on overall?
In terms of commissions or
anything,
or just in general? Okay. There's one piece that I particularly really like that I've done, and it's not entirely my own. There's a collab I did with a nice gentleman by the name of Doug Furno. He drew a picture of Sapphire. It was just a sketch he did at the time. It was a sketch of Sapphire, and she was kind of laying down, and the view was low cut from behind. It was really good. So I was like, yeah, let's collab on this. So I kind of drew a whole beach scene around it. I put a couple friends in the background, and I completed the whole thing. And to date, I think that's one of the best renders I've ever had. But yeah, that's easily one of my favorite pieces.
So do you have I mean, you post on quite a few of them. Do you have a favorite website that you like to post to the most, or favorite forum that you like to post to the most? Like where would people find you? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I predominantly post on Twitter, twitter.com/Anglo. Sorry, no, not twitter.com/Anglo. Twitter.com/Anglo-NSFW. It's one word. Yeah, I predominantly post on there. I post on there because I was a Tumblr refugee when that went all down. That's kind of where I first made my name. Getting together with other people and doing requests and such. And then obviously when that all fell and crashed, everybody went over to Twitter. But yeah, Twitter seems to be doing a lot better. I've got a bigger following there. But the absolute first and last place that I'll be, and that I've where I've actually started was on E621. And I was just doing random requests that I get in my email and stuff like that, and through comments on every other picture I posted. But yeah, that was truly my start.
So there's your start, of course, but where do you see yourself in a few years? Like, where do you see your art? Where you're going to be at, like financially, or like stuff like that, like Patreon? What's your ultimate goal?
I'm hoping that I can. Well, I don't want to put it like that I can make like a good chunk of money off this. No. At the end of the day, that's not my main concern. Art is kind of, to put it bluntly, art is my hobby, and it's also kind of like my my secondary passion, if you will. Right now, I work on it on the side. It's not my main focus. I have a full-time job and everything. And when I get home, this is what I do. I log on, I talk to friends, and I draw. I see myself, I don't know, doing the same thing I am now. Just waking up, going to work, coming back home, doing what I love. If people would like to support me, or if I manage to do well off it financially, that's just a bonus.
But have you ever tried like animation or 3D modeling, like expanded into the universe of art?
Yes. Yes, I've done. I actually did one animation recently of my buddy Momo, Momiji the Breakson, of his character Cassandra, which is his the Zorak mom I mentioned earlier. Um, I did a small animation of her kind of shaking her butt, but yeah, I've done a few animations beforehand. All of them like different levels. I'm not particularly well versed. I'd love to get better at it, but there's a lot of things I still need to learn. As for 3D modeling, I downloaded ZBrush. I booted it up once. I attempted to make a model. I watched one tutorial and I got incredibly intimidated. So unless someone's there sitting with me, like doing it, or I'm in a class or something, I don't see myself modeling anytime soon. I'd love to. It seems really cool, but no way.
Is there anything you want your fans to know about you, like particularly?
I think it's to mention one thing that's in my bio as well that I'm sure a lot of Twitter artists have trouble with. So just so everyone knows, my schedule is I'm busy all day. I get home, I log on, and I start drawing. Right. That's I'm always working. There's no stop. If I'm not working, I'm playing games with friends, and that's my attention caught up as well. A lot of people, it's out of the goodness of their hearts, but a lot of people, really would like to do one-on-ones with me. They really would like to chat up on Twitter. So we get a lot of messages that just say, "Hey, hi, hello, hi," and I've gotten my bio saying, if you'd like to talk to me, use my DMs for art consultation only, please. I probably won't answer to hi or hello. And me, as well as a lot of Twitter artists, get that. Either it's people wanting to RP, or people wanting to just to chat. But yeah, I'm not terribly social myself, so the best way to chat with me is in a community. Just talk while I'm there. But if you try to one-on-one with me, it's gonna be pretty small talk, and it's not gonna work very well. Especially if you want to RP, that does not work for me. Other than that, the only thing I wanted other people to know is about me is that is just that I appreciate every single comment, every single like and retweet, whatever. The comments I love the most. I love seeing what people have to say. It really makes my day, and I check all of them. I try up on Twitter. I try to like everyone that I see, or if it's on E6, I'll upvote it just to show people that I've seen it.
You being from the Western Hemisphere, as I am,
Yes.
perhaps we have more of a similar understanding. But do you know the deal with airline food?
It depends on the airline. Yeah. British Airways has some decent food. I can't speak for American Airways, but yeah, the deal with airline food is it kind of sucks. That's about it.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
No worries, anytime. Thank you for having me.
Well, everybody, if you have a hard-on for me and Shao, or you just like animations, or perhaps you just want to see some Zorak retweet ass or anything of the sorts, well, I have just the place for you. It's at Anglo-NSFW on Twitter. I wish you all a fine evening, and I'll see you in the next one.